Thank you. 6 local juvenile detention workers are fired tonight after a state probe concludes they failed to do their jobs.
It's all part of an investigation sparked by the death of 18-year-old Eric Perez at the West Palm Beach Juvenile Detention Facility. News Channel 5's Evan Axelbank is live outside that facility after talking with the teen's mother and one worker who says he's fighting his dismissal. Evan?
Lauren, these letters to employees who were fired by the state today offer nothing. No specific links between poor job performance and Perez's death. But they do offer portraits of officers who were unprofessional and inattentive in the hours before Perez died.
Officer Alberto Rios said goodbye to inmate Eric Perez at 11:30 p.m. on July 9th, not knowing it would be for the last time.
The kid was reading the Bible when we left, and he turned around and told me, because my mom was being sick, she was being operated. And he even told me, "Hey, Rios, I got your mother my prayers for me, man, before you leave." I said, "Thank you, I appreciate it." He hugged me and everything. The kid was fine. There was nothing wrong with that kid.
But the next morning, July 10th, Perez was found unresponsive in his cell. The Department of Juvenile Justice spent 6 months investigating and today fired 6 staffers. The superintendent and assistant superintendent, Anthony Flowers and Patricia Hammond, both lost their jobs for poor performance. 4 officers, including Rios, who didn't want his face shown to protect his family, also were fired. Perez's mom hoped today that justice will be served.
I just went Christmas without my son, I mean, instead of being at home, on the Christmas tree, I was in the cemetery with my other kids, on Christmas Day.
At 1 on the morning of his death, Perez had complained of a headache and vomiting to Rios's fellow officers, but paramedics weren't called. 1 officer was fired today for not following medical procedures. Rios was one of 2 who was fired for horsing around with Perez the day before. He admits that he did, but Rios insists it had nothing to do with why Perez died. Rios says the no rough play rule was rarely enforced by superiors.
Frequently was disobeyed by everybody, all the officers. They got cameras, they got videos.
Do the people at the top know that?
Of course they do.
Rios says he's going to appeal his termination because, in his opinion, horsing around on Saturday night had nothing to do with why Perez died on Sunday.
When I received the news the next day, I was like, you got to be kidding me. No. How this happened? I mean, I was asking myself these questions. This kid was fine when we left.
DJJ says they have tightened the rules since Perez died and that these letters speak for themselves. They say they were sent after an exhaustive investigation. And right now, the state attorney in West Palm Beach is also conducting his own criminal investigation. We're live tonight in West Palm Beach. Evan Axelbank, WPTV, News Channel 5.